Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat. And this week, our special guest is Glen Ferguson. And you've known Glen for a while, probably because of the entertainment world that he's in with Ferguson Audio, with the Phantom FM, being involved in a lot of the hospitality days and the bands that he plays in, and so on and so forth. So, Glen, how you doing today?
Not bad. Still surviving after this long streak of the COVID pandemic, but I think we're coming through with some positive news this summer, so we can all get outside in the Bathurst area and enjoy our summer once again. And yeah, so I'm glad to be experience some of the warm weather. So I'm doing okay.
There we go. Yeah, but they're announcing snow this weekend. There's a snow warning, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. In
Yeah.
shorts last weekend and big Parkers this weekend coming up and out with the
Nice.
snow shovel. But
Yeah.
the reason why I want to talk to you today is that last week I was talking to this gentleman from New York, and it came up the topic of that we're number 4 in Canada for the best place to live, and he asked me questions. Well, why did you make that ranking? And my answer was the fact that the people make it, and all the stories that we have to tell. And when it comes to stories I have to tell, you've been in the storytelling business for a while for our region. So just talk a little bit more about that so we can add on to why we're number 4.
Well, in my case, I guess telling the story about the region would have to start back when I started the Fishing Musicians. And really, before I started the television show, the Fishing Musicians, I used to go fishing with my buddies about 20 years ago and spend a lot of time on the main river here, the Nipisiguit, but also the Tetegush and Middle River. And I had moved away for a while, and I came back. I had come back for Christmas one time when I was living in Ontario, and then I decided to come back, started doing these fishing shows, produced about, I don't know how many, probably 12 or 14 out of the 70 or 80 I've done in 13 different countries. And then always promoting the region, always trying to highlight the beautiful area, especially in the summer. I'm more of a summer guy, obviously in the fall and the spring. Winter is beautiful as well with a lot of activities. And then I produced a TV show series for Discovery HD, CTV, and Travel and Escape Channel called the New Brunswick Adventures, which was in partnership with Tourism New Brunswick. And once again, we produced a number of shows out of Bathurst. And that aired internationally. Actually, both series aired internationally at one point in time. They were both airing in every state, in every province, including every American military base around the world daily. So, and a lot of those were Bathurst. A lot of those shows were Bathurst. So I feel proud that myself and the team that was based around me at that time had a big part to do with the tourism and promoting the tourism of the region. And I've always been a big advocate of it. I love the travel, obviously, but I always love, and I can't wait to get back out on the river here in the area. I just went hiking twice on the Mi'kmaq Trail this past week, and it just gives me the urge to get back on the river and watch the ice starting to break and get out there and do some camping and the beaches. And obviously there's just so many different beautiful aspects about this area and the people as well. And it's for a lot of us, it's hometown, but for a lot of us, a lot of people, from what I'm hearing, is that a lot of people sight unseen want to come to the region just because they've heard that it's such a beautiful place, the cost of living, and just so many factors are making it one of the best places in the world.
You're absolutely right. The cost of living, the people, all of the elements that you just talked about. Now, those videos and stuff that you put, is there any way of people to be able to go and see those? Are those on YouTube? Are they all have to
Yes.
do with Bathurst or?
No, you can search all those shows we have on I've uploaded them like they were on broadcasters. And again, this was years ago, so it was far more challenging to get your video content or your television show content to be seen. This is pre drones or GoPros or anything. This was back when in the day there was barely any internet. And then moving forward, we evolved into that. But you can go to the Fishing Musicians YouTube channel. Or you can type in my name or the New Brunswick Adventures, and we have essentially most of the shows up there, with the exception of a couple of episodes that we did in Vegas and in New Orleans, I believe. But everything else, Bathurst, and we're dating 15 years ago, but we still get hits. I mean, we're not getting major traction on it. But still, people look at it and people still comment, and we consistently do videos now on our YouTube channel. I haven't done any since the end of October just because of the winter, but yeah. So the Fishing Musicians, you can go check all that out. I've done tons of corporate video for, obviously, and working with the mine, with the smelter. All of these things have a big impact on the region, and it funnels people into the area. And we've got more hits than probably the local. I know we do more than most of the tourism agencies, even the provincial tourism agency.
Well, this is an opportunity, I think, that and to get people out there and going back and looking at those and sharing that with other people, because everybody right now, like you said, a lot of people are buying properties sight unseen. A lot of people are moving to the area because of COVID, and this number 4 ranking definitely is going to help that too. And so the more information, the more we can put out there, the better it is for the region. And we're able to increase our population base and increase the fact that people want to come here. That's the important thing. Now, before we go, I think that there's something else that's worthwhile mentioning, that through COVID here, and you haven't been sitting idle. Well, you did for a while, and then you decided to become creative, and you started writing some songs and producing some music with some of your friends. And you want to talk about that? Because when it comes to storytelling, the one here that I heard a couple of days ago, and I listened to it again last night. For anybody who's from Bathurst, you listen to that one. There's a lot of fond memories that are going to come back. So what about that?
Yeah, well, my career started back in, 84. I started being a musician. Then I went to school for recording engineering. I trained at Abbey Road Studios in London, England, and also in mastering at Windmill Lane Master Labs in Dublin, Ireland, and ended up coming back to Bathurst, started a studio, worked with a lot of local musicians, and produced a number of albums, ECMAs, and for the last 10 years, I just got involved with the radio station and a lot of different other projects locally downtown. Didn't do a whole lot of recording, and then this COVID thing took place, and I lost both my parents last year, as you know, and you went through the same thing, so it was difficult for everyone in their own reasons, but I did have a couple of originals that I've always been fooling around with, and I ended up laying down a couple of tracks. I've obviously got my own studio here, and I had a friend come over, Eric Baudouin, who's well known in the local area for producing and playing live in a lot of the areas. So he came over, he recorded a track that turned out really well, and never really touched it after that, because being said that I did lose both my parents after that, so it's been pretty trying time. But starting January, it was just getting crazy. We all get cooped up. If you're not into snowmobiling or whatever, it gets difficult. So started recording a couple of more tunes, had a couple of ideas, and recorded one crazy song called "There's No Shore Like the North Shore." That's for sure, baby. And it's not really meant to be serious. People hear it and they hear the singing. I refer to it as sounding like Kermit the Frog. But it's got a lot of interesting, cool facts about Bathurst, and you could go on, but we mentioned the Danny Burger and the McDonald's, seagulls in the McDonald's parking lot, and the rundown paper mill. But the whole premise of the song is that we love it here. And there's no shore like the North Shore, that's for sure, baby. And if you listen to it, Curtis Ashley sings the chorus on that. Now that you could find on our other YouTube channel, which is called Solivagant, SOLIVIGANT, and that's on YouTube, or you can go to our Phantom page, Phantom FM on Facebook, and find that clip. And it's basically a song about Bathurst in the area and some of the crazy sayings. We mentioned East Bathurst and Tettagush and Pabineau and the Micmac and the Acadians and the Scottish. And
I listened to it again last night, and it just like as you were going through all the names and stuff, it just you have these flashbacks and all kinds of thoughts that go through your head and memories that go through your head. So, I challenge everybody from our area to ship this out to anybody that's moved away that come from here. It'll be a great reminder of what this place is all about. So Glen,
it might be a hit in East Bathurst. You never know. I might, my first album was a hit. I gave away 1,000 copies. So I don't expect anything out of it. It's just something that, we were having fun, and it was a good laugh. I let a couple of friends listen to it. They had a good laugh, and they go, geez, you should release it. And we've got a few other ones that are more serious, but that's just for fun.
Some really good stuff on what you put together, and you've written a lot of that music, and you play most of the instruments on that. So it shows a little bit of your talent. I know you've got many more out there. So again, I want to thank you very much for what you're doing. I want to thank you again for, putting out that song, for promoting the area. You're doing a great job at doing that, and keep up the good work. And hopefully we can get to see each other and get out there this summer and enjoy the weather and enjoy what we have to offer.
Well, thanks, Bob. I appreciate you inviting me back, and just trying to do my little part. I mean, who knows what traction will get, but some of it's just more or less leaving it for my daughter and a legacy for her, which when I'm older and long gone, she'll have a good laugh at that and say her dad was a pretty crazy fella, yeah, but talented in some way or another. So make her proud, and hopefully we can keep Bathurst rocking and growing, prospering in the future.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we all know you're a crazy fella.
Thanks, Bob.
All right. Bye. And there we go for another edition of Northern Heat for this week.
That's for sure now, baby, baby. There's no show like the no show. That's for sure now, baby, baby. We got the Phantom Ship, Danny Burr, Bayview Drive-In, Shantytown, your whole beach like Flurry and Putin Lobster, Acadie the fishing musician, Weatherman is 30 plus 30 in the Titan, White Gold, Babino, big trees with color leaves, Frozen Bay and Salty Beaches, Sea Bass and Junkie.